What's going on, guys? Jordan here, coming back at you again with another episode of Beer Reviews. Tonight, we're going to be doing a beer battle between Natural Light and Keystone Light. Now, I did do this video before. However, that was over 4 years ago, and that was actually my first ever beer battle episode that I ever did. And it was not a blind beer battle. It was just pouring them up and comparing the two, and the result of the first beer battle was Keystone Light took the win. I even went as far as to say that Keystone Light had more flavor than Natural Light. Now, if you were to ask me my opinion on that today, I would say that Natural Light has more flavor. But let's do a blind beer battle to see if that's the case. Let's see if Keystone Light can take the victory once again 4 years later. So I got two glasses, as always. One has tape, one doesn't. The one with tape is going to be the Natural Light. The one without is going to be the Keystone Light. So we're going to go ahead and pour up the Natural Light. Now, depending on the color of these beers, if there's a color difference, we might not have to actually have my eyes closed. During the tasting, at least. I'll have my eyes closed when I mix them up. But fine looking glass of beer there. Let's see what the Keystone Light's got for us. Already maybe just the light of the PC there, but kind of looks a little bit lighter in color. Is that lighter? I can't really tell. I almost poured the rest of the Keystone Light into the Natural Light. Alright, so we definitely got more head on the Keystone Light, but I think that was just because of the way I poured them. As far as a color difference, they both look pretty identical now that I'm looking at them. Let's see, my hand's behind them. Yeah, they both look roughly the same. The only difference is at the moment, the Keystone Light has head on it and the Natural Light does not. Now, as far as pricing goes, these are pretty similar in price. I think the difference is only about 20 cents for the 4-pack of pint cans. And I'm pretty sure it's around the same for the 15 packs as well. Because typically, if you go in a place like Walmart or something, these do typically come in 15 packs. So they're pretty much right around the same price, roughly. But just because there's head on that one and there's not this one, I'm going to go ahead and try to agitate that one just a little bit. And we'll go ahead and mix these up. I'm not going to really be able to agitate it all that much. So I'll just have my eyes closed for the tasting. Make sure I got them in the right glass. So I'm going to close my eyes now. We're going to mix these up. And I'm going to try to forget which beer is which I already have. But we're going to keep rotating the glasses a few more times. Now, I used to drink Keystone Light exclusively. I used to drink Keystone Light all the time. Every time I got beer, it was Keystone Light. But eventually I started buying Natural Light. Because then Natural Light was the cheapest. Because I guess, what year was it? 2020. Surprisingly, during the COVID stuff, I would get a 12-pack of Natural Light at my local Munch and Pump gas station for, I think it was $7.25. So I started buying that because that was cheaper than Keystone Light. And I did prefer the flavor of it. And I buy Natural Light all the time. It's one of my go-to beers. So let's go ahead, and we've already got it mixed up. Let's go ahead and just taste beer number one. Hope that's out of frame. Cheers. Right off the bat, it's got nice carbonation. It's crisp. It's almost like this one has kind of a little bit of a dry finish to it. It's not so sweet. It's malty. Lightly, I should say. You definitely taste a malt characteristic there. Solid, all around, good drink, easy drinking beer. Beer number 2. Okay. This one already seems to maybe having something more going on. I'm missing my mouth. Yeah. I think beer number 2 here might just have a little bit more flavor and a little bit more going on with it. Back to beer number 1. These are very, very similar beers. I can definitely tell if you were going back and forth on these, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference after a while. It's kind of difficult at the moment. They both have a light mouthfeel. Oh, I did want to mention, I failed to mention this in the beginning of the video, but Natural Light is 4.2% ABV and Keystone Light is 4.1% ABV. So, not even really a difference there. Both light, both refreshing, both tasty. They're both winners in my book. But, with that being said, we have to crown a winner here tonight. Excuse me. I had to open my eyes for a second. I couldn't see what was under this glass. It felt like something was pushing it up. Beer number 2. You know, now that I'm really getting into them, really tasting them, I'm going to change my mind and say that actually beer number 1 seems to have a little bit more flavor. A little bit more of a drier finish as well compared to this one. See, yeah. This one has a drier finish. This one almost seems a tad bit sweeter. Just a hair. Not like a big margin there, but there's definitely a little bit more sweetness on beer number 2 than there is beer number 1. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to stick with beer number 1 being my favorite. And I'm going to guess that beer number 1 is Natural Light and beer number 2 is Keystone Light. So I'm going to open up my eyes and I'm going to see if I'm correct. I am correct. Natural Light defeats Keystone Light. However, not by a big margin. I think both beers are really tasty. I think they're both worth what they are at their price points. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of not really a huge surprise to me because this is a beer that I drink a lot and I drink often. But, you know, Keystone Light does have its place. And I think it's also a really good beer. It's really just going to come down to what your preference is of each beer. But I would highly recommend you trying this out if you haven't, just to decide which one you actually like the best. Keystone Light here in Missouri, at least, is about 20 cents cheaper Really like the new USA can for the Keystone Light. Excuse me. Proud supporter of the USO. It's got a little scan thing there. You can scan and support service members. So, yeah, it's kind of a different outcome in a different setting 4 years later. My palate's also different. I mean, it is what it is. It was Keystone Light then. It's Natural Light now. Maybe in a year or two from now, it'll be Keystone again. You never know. But I have thought about revisiting some of my beer battles from the past, like way early on, and seeing if my opinion of those beers have changed. Clearly, it has changed in the last 4 years because going with the Natural Light here over the Keystone. But that is the review, guys. That's the video. That's the beer battle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit me with a thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions on anything you would like me to try in the future, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to try to find it and give it a review. As always, until next time, cheers, and thanks for watching.